Okay. I hope this works. I really hope that this is going to be better than yesterday. Testing, testing. Is it working now? Is it working now? I'm not really sure that this is doing anything. Let's see. Hello? Hello? What is the difference now? I know that a lot of people use this, but I'm not seeing a difference. It kind of sounds clear, so I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it. All right. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Night Owl Makes. I am going to take this off so that I can actually hear. Um, Today is going to be a very, very short live. Today is the last day of July, so yay. So we're going to talk about what my intentions were, what kind of sort of happened throughout the month, and did I see any difference? So for now, I am going to use my phone. I'm hoping that the analytics can like be like full, you know. Um, and I'm not gonna touch too much into it. I'm just going to kind of like do a little overview because to be honest with you, I haven't even really looked at it myself. But I just wanted to touch up on that because I know that some people have been following me throughout the month. Um, so and then we're just gonna move on to something else. So let's see. I am going to go to, is this analytics? Let me see. Okay, so I want to do 30 days. Can I do that here? So I'm in my analytics as right now. In-depth analytics. Okay, so I'm gonna, I don't know if I can do it while I'm also live. because it's only given me the last 7 days. And I don't think I can change it myself. Now, I hope I don't get booted off the live. I'm in another screen here. I'm gonna go back to my studio. Where's the studio? Okay. So I'm not, let me go into my video because I otherwise I can't see if there's anyone here with me or not. Okay. Sweet. I can't go in. It's fine. I'm just gonna read through and then we're just gonna move on. Okay, so going into my analytics, I am going to change it to the views. Okay. So in terms of the subscribers, I'm curious to see. I know that I have had a few subscribers. So let's see what's going on. Come on. I want to see how do I change. See, this is what happens. Like when you are just like learning these things along, because ever, I don't think I've ever cared to go into my analytics and do a deep dive. But I want to learn. I want to learn more than just, past me being on a camera and talking and doing things here with you guys. I want to understand the logistics and the analytics and the numbers and the graphs and all of that. Um, okay, I think I found it, but it only gives me 28 days, 7 days, 90 days, 365. So I am going to do the month of July, which, okay, cool. Does it tell me how much I started with? No. Okay. But it does tell me how much I gained. So right now, as of right now, right this second, I have 645 subscribers, and it does say that I gained 12 subscribers. So that means that I started with 633 subscribers as of possibly July 1st, right? So that's actually pretty sweet. I mean, to someone else that's probably like, nothing, a feather in the in the wind, but I'm excited for that. That makes my heart smile, and I'm so grateful. So grateful. Let's see what else can I see. Watch time in hours, 99.1. I don't know how that works because and I'll circle back to this, but I don't know how that works. I know that I haven't had 99 plus hours. No, no, I haven't. I haven't. Not according to my total number of like hours or whatever. That doesn't make sense to me. So I'm gonna have to like learn more about how that works, but that number doesn't add up to me unless that's an average of some sort. And then the views were down in on average for the whole month, 1.9 thousand views um, less. I don't know, but it's 44% less than from the month of June, is what I'm reading. Okay, so, but this is interesting. So, see more. I think that the 99.1 watch hours is an average of all of the videos that were watched in the month. And let me just tell you something. What is very interesting to me is that so I have my top three videos. One of them, yes, is a um, more newer live, but then I have actually the top four. Then I have three, which is the elastics video, the how to thread the brother sewing machine that I do have, but I have it it's discontinued. I no longer use. It does work. I just no longer use it. Um, I call it my retired sewing machine, and how to sew a scrunchie with the burrito method. Those are so old and they continue to have amazing views. So I'm so forever grateful for those videos. But yeah, that's what that looks like. The fifth, just to make it an even top five, is another current live. All right, so with all of that being said, I am now going to go back. Is there anything else that I can gather from the challenge that I endured? Content, impressions click through rate is 2.0. If that means anything to anyone, um, it doesn't. I know that that's important. That's a very important piece that eventually we want to look at. I do not know how to explain it forward right now. I have to like do my research. When I listen to people talk about the click through rate, I understand what they're saying. But now, if I'm going to speak on it, I turn into a complete mush. So it's something that I need to like really deep dive, take notes, understand, learn it. And that way, if anyone else has questions for me, or if I am sharing my logistics in my analytics with you, then I can speak properly on it, and speak as if I know what I'm saying. So there's that. And it appears that people stay for about 3.5 minutes. So that's kind of good and interesting for me to know. Anyway, so all of that to say, oh, concurrent viewers 11 at its peak, 3 is the average. Okay, cool. Cool, cool. Is there any? I don't think I have any trends. My audience, I don't know how to read this. I do not know how to read this graph, but that's okay for now. I see that I have 93.9% are new viewers, which like that's so sweet. I love that. Um Casual viewers, what does that mean? Watched your channel in up to 5 months over the past 12 months. That's 4.3%. And regular viewers, watched your channel in 6 or more months over the past year is 1.7%. Uh, is there anything else that they provide? And then in general, my monthly audience is 1,453 for the past 28 days. I don't know. Like I listen, I don't know what any of this truly technically means. I'm just reading it. If anyone else that is watching understands this, um, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You tell me what this means. But for now, I'm just reading. Okay, so 46.5% of my viewers in July watched via their cell phones, their mobile phones. 25.2% watched from the computer. 20.5 tablet and 7.8% watched from the TV. And I don't know, but that makes me so happy when I hear that people like watch from the TV. I think that that's so cool. That's so cool. Okay. So, is there anything else that I want to know? No. There's that. And then of course it goes into like um where the geography, where are they watching from, and then the genders and the age and all of that. um there is Oh, I get the information about like subtitles and languages and stuff. Okay, cool. Now, the reason why I'm not sharing my screen is because I don't know what I'm expecting. I don't know, I'm just kind of like going through it. Maybe next time, if like the next time that we do another challenge, I can go ahead and share my screen so that, because I'm just saying like one or two things from everything that I'm looking at on my screen. I'm not saying everything. Um, I am not shy to show behind the scenes, but because I don't know what the screen looks like, I am afraid to show something that is personal. Other than that, I think the next time I am going to share screens because I don't see anything that I wouldn't. I mean, if you have a YouTube channel or if you want to, start your own channel, you're gonna look at the same screen and you're gonna want to learn it and understand what these numbers mean. So I think it'll be good moving forward that we can learn about it together. And I'm totally okay with that. So with this being said, I'm gonna go back to the watch hours. The reason why I don't understand what that means. I mean, look, I lost 2 hours from yesterday. Yesterday I looked at it and I had 608 watch hours, and today I now see that I have 606 watch hours, and the goal is 4,000. So once upon a time I had over 2,000. But I had a very depressive episode that lingered for like a long time, and I deleted most of everything. I privated everything. I just got rid of so much, and I did not know that I would lose my watch hours by doing that. I learned the hard way. So now I am rebuilding, and that's why that number is really low, but also it's going to take so much longer because before it was so much easier to get hours than it is now due to the short contents. So, but that's totally okay. I'm not trying to, get rich by tomorrow. I, no. Um it's just interesting to look at these numbers. But again, 99.1 hours, I don't know what that means because I don't know. I don't know how that translates. All right, so I think that this is good. For now, I am just going to say I have. Oh, you know what? Am I able to look at the analytics and see how many watch hours I have had just in the month of July? Let's see, June, July. See, it gives me 19. That's what that is. No, what does that mean? Okay. So here I get to see, no, 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 no. No. Content metrics. Okay, so I want to look at July, and then I am going to I don't right now I am not going to care about the views or the number of subscribers. I'm going to apply. Okay. So it goes back to that 99.1. I don't I don't know. Okay. That's totally fine. I just wanted to, touch up on that. Um I'm going to go back to the screen. Okay. I'm back. Hi. Hello. So yeah, I just went over like all those numbers as quickly and briefly as I could. Um I'm here. Hi, good morning, Shar. Hello, hello. Shar, we need to talk about this like microphone. I know you have one and I'm not seeing any difference, but you tell me, how does it sound? I don't know. I do see a difference in when I am on the phone and I have it connected to the phone. Like I see a difference there, but I don't see a difference here. And I don't know if it's because the microphone from the computer is pretty good, you know. I'm not sure. That's the amount of hours your videos played for, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, but how does that translate to how does that translate to the total number of hours overall? So there's that. That's where I want to know, you know. Um Sadly, I only have like another 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes. I want to say 20 minutes. And then I do have to get off. I'm going to push this down a little bit so that you can see me crocheting at the same time. Okay. So right now what I'm doing is I haven't done the lemon peel dishcloth using two colors. And I thought, because I only have a little bit left of the green and an even smaller amount for the brown. I didn't weigh the brown, but I did weigh the green when I first started, and my dishcloth is about 1.7, 1.8 ounces, and I only had 1.1. So I was going to be a little bit short, and I was going to eventually lose yarn chicken. So I am combining the two colors. And by combining the two colors, it is creating this cool looking pattern. So these are going to go together as a set. This is not going to be alone. This is not going to be alone. This is going to be together as a set. And I do have a solid brown. So it's going to be a set of three. I think that will be a fun little dishcloth set. I will be honest, if I don't find another method of changing colors, I might not be doing this for a while unless somebody, it's a custom thing and somebody says like, hey, I really want this. It's totally okay. Da, 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 da. But other than that, I am not enjoying the color change process. So, and not to mention, at the very end, I am going to have to weave in all these edges. And for whatever reason, I am not able to. I will try moving forward. Um, I will try to see how it feels to like kind of work around it. But I'm not the biggest fan of it because I kind of feel like you can still see it. And when I weave in ends individually without it actually, without doing it as I go, I'll be honest, I can hide it a lot better and I feel a lot more secured. So no, especially for something that's going to be washed, people going to be like scrubbing with it, doing so much more, it's going to be a lot more an aggressive usage. It's not just, it's going to be washed a lot more often. as I'm doing this, I'm going to talk about like what the challenge for me was. I do have to go back, and I'll probably be doing that today. I do have to go back and fix all of the titles so that they are cohesive, and when we look back, they all make sense, because I don't think that they all make sense. Sometimes I did put like, day one, day two, blah blah. I did not go every single day. That was never the intention. But I did wanted to put whatever day of the month it was. And the challenge was to go live as much as possible, because I am trying to break the channels. I don't know how to articulate it really, because the problem was all of last year, I wasn't really going live. I was still in a slump. I kind of started to mess up my channels, um, a flow of the hours and the numbers and everything that we spoke about earlier. And the problem with it's not a problem, but the thing about YouTube that we need to understand is that all the numbers run based off of, yes, this last, like, you know 7 days, 28 days, 90 days, blah blah, but the whole puzzle, like, those are just pieces of the puzzle, and then the whole thing is 365 days. So what that means is that whatever happened today of last year will impact today's analytics. And because I was in such a slump, what happened was that, and like I said, yesterday I had 608 watch hours. Today I just opened it here together with you, and I read that I had 606, that I have 606. Um, like, I'm not gonna cry over any of these numbers. It doesn't. I'm not. Again, this is just for information and knowledge and growth, and just to learn. Um, but what that means was that last year, today or yesterday, the last 24 hours, you know, there was nothing going on in my channel, so I lost those 2 hours today. But by me going live today, I break that cycle, right? So every day that I'm here, that I'm showing up, it kind of counteracts the damage that I created last year or the year before. So that is my intention. That was my intention, was to start a rehabilitation process, if you will. But at the same time, I'm doing it in a way where it's not forced. I am here when I'm able to be here. Um, and I think that in August we are going to actually continue. We okay. My brain is glitching. Okay, so for the month of August, which, by the way, that's tomorrow. We enter August tomorrow. Tomorrow. Let me just say that again. Tomorrow is August. It is August 1st, 2025. That is the eighth month. That is the beginning of the eighth month of the year. What? What happened? Anyways, so with all of that being said, um, I will have a schedule. I'm going to post it on the community, which, by the way, I turned the community on. So that way we are able to, you guys can communicate with each other and with me, and show me pictures and show me, like, whatever you're doing or not, whatever. Like, we can communicate better. And I'm very, very excited to start that community here on YouTube. But anyways, we'll talk about that some other time. Um, so yes, in August we're gonna have a little bit more of a steady routine. You'll be able to see a schedule, and I will treat it as such, right? Like I will work around that schedule, just like I did before, because we had a schedule here when it was HSS by NaitOwl. We had a schedule for a while, and that was amazing, and people loved it, and you guys loved it. So yeah, that's gonna happen. But in July, I just needed to show up. I just needed to come and show up, however, which way that looks like, and here it is. That's what it looks like. A lot of it is super messy. For example, yesterday, it just did not work. Whatever I tried yesterday did not work. Today, I said I am going to show up, however, which way it looks like. So I decided to come straight to the computer, and here I am on um, through the YouTube studio. Like I was like, I'm gonna not worry about the phone or StreamYard or any other platform, get back to my basics and show up and be here. So that's what we're doing. And we're just talking about it. I think I'm going to reword this this live's title, and I'm just gonna, that's gonna reflect more on the analytics and stuff like that. Um that like analytics talk about it, you know what I mean? But yes, 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 yes. Painting with yarn. Hello. Hi. Totally get you with the numbers. It's so hard to break out of sometimes. Yes. So, you know, again, I don't, I don't, how do I say it? Is because I know that we say, oh, I don't really care about the numbers. And that might be true. But at the same time, it is also true that I do care. That I do care. The numbers means growth. And the numbers means to me that, I'm moving in some way, whether it's forward, backward, sideways, whatever. And then with that, I get to learn how to improve myself as a content creator, improve myself as an artist, um, improve myself as a with my talents, and then also just with learning the technology, right? So I it matters a little bit. But yeah, yeah, time is moving. Absolutely, it is moving. Lisa, hi. Hey, stranger. Yes. Hey, stranger. I am so happy to see you. Let's see what time it is. It is okay. So we got about now 5 minutes, because all I need is 5 minutes to set up for the virtual for the next appointment that I have. Um, but you guys, so that's just what it is. I wanted to do like an overview. I will have more routine here on YouTube, slowly but surely. You guys will see the messes. You guys will grow and learn along with me. So if you have a channel and um, you know you're more seasoned than I am, please help. I am a super, super, super open door policy here. I would be so appreciative if, with any help that you can provide, and share with us, that it's amazing. And then if you are, new with your channel, or you want to start a channel and you want to learn along with me, any information. I mean, I know that I probably am making myself sound like I know absolutely nothing. I have been on and off here for a bit now, and also I have helped so many friends with their channels. So And it's so much easier when you help someone else. In my at least in my experience, I can help a friend with their channel, with their analytics, with their content all day every day. And then when I have to sit here for my own, I'm like, everything is like, have you seen like when people like, try to demonstrate how their brain looks like internally, and they'll get a piece of paper and they'll just like scribble. Well, yes, that's that's how I feel. That is a display of how I feel um when I am working on my own stuff. But it does clear up. It takes a lot longer of a time, probably, but it does clear up, and it will clear up. Yes, I feel like people need to help each other on here more. That's my favorite part of YouTube communities. Yes, 100%. 100%. Um, I am so happy to see that we have been more open to helping each other. Years back when I first started, kind of, um, I remember having these feelings of like tension, like, oh, I have to be careful because there's a secret sauce that you can't be asking the question of the secret sauce. And that question is could probably be as simple as like, hey, what pen are you using? What crochet brands, like what hook are you using? And maybe the person is always intentionally like holding it this way so that you don't see the brand. You know what I mean? Like it was I don't know. I'm just saying silly things, but um it was as like for me where at that time it was mostly sewing and embroidery. It was like, you kept the size of your crochet of your project to it was a secret. And I made scrunchies, and it was like, oh, you give your dimensions? Yes. Oh, that's so sweet of you. That's so nice. I love that you're doing that. And I always thought like, well, that's weird. Why would it, you know? Why would I keep that a secret? Like we're all learning together. How can I teach you how to make a scrunchie if I don't tell you, you know, how wide and how long and whatever. Anyways, so the point is there was so much tension before, and I am loving that communities now are more willing to help. And that's why I like to contribute to that part. I want to help. Um, I might not know all the answers clearly, as you guys can see, but it's okay. It's okay. A lot of places, a lot of channels don't like to show the messy parts, and that's okay. That's totally okay, because the messy parts are done behind the scenes, and then they showcase it in whatever other ways. But I'm not very good at technology. So um, you get to see it firsthand, and we all get to do it and clean it up and figure it out together. And then this time next year, we probably gonna be able to talk about the messes that were happening today, um, and show the growth that together. And then, I really say together, because then whatever you're doing on your end and whatever we're learning today, this time next year, we're both gonna be able to be like, hey, this is what we did before, but this is where we are today. And that's beautiful. That's what I'm looking forward to, right? So show the mess. Let's learn from the mess. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience, because we all gonna need some patience to learn how to navigate the platform and our little corner of YouTube. Let's see. Char, agree, painting. Yes, with yarn. This is so true. The mess is part of the process for sure. And the other thing about that is, and I'll leave that, I'll leave with this last thought is that, um, like for example, I would talk to friends whenever they want to start going live here on YouTube, and one of the most common fear is, oh my god, but I'm so afraid that something's going to go wrong. And I chuckle because it will go wrong. Something will go wrong. 100%. I'm not gonna be here on sugarcoat like, oh yeah, it's gonna go great. It's gonna be amazing. No, I'm sorry. Not I and I don't mean that as a Debbie Downer, but I mean that as real life. This is reality. Your lives will have something go wrong 9.9 out of 10 times. The audio will skip, the connection will go out, it'll reconnect. The pixelation is gonna be whatever, it's gonna happen. The audio, half the time you might not know that you're probably muted halfway there, and everyone is trying to communicate, but because connection is so slow, it's gonna be like 2 minutes later, then all of a sudden something is gonna happen. The trolls and the bots are gonna start flushing in, and you're gonna go like all nuts and butts because you don't know what to do. Yes, it is. The angles, the lighting is so big. The angle of where the camera is and what you're looking at, and is it a wide shot, is it not? Oh my gosh, we could talk about this for we listen, we could probably have like a whole little series of just that topic. And a lot of people are afraid to be live because they're not going to know what to do, when the hiccups happen, right? um and then the thing is that if no one shows the messy part and what they're doing, um to fix it, or they don't show how they are reacting, right? Then all we see is the perfect lives, and it's like, oh, but I want my lives to look like that. But what we don't see is the tensions, the headaches, the migraines, um, that that life had to go through to get there, right? So yeah, so I personally like to see the videos that have oops. That tells me this person is not on to show perfection. Yeah, we're here to learn all together. Absolutely. So with that, friends, I am going to wrap it up. I should have honestly just done the live after my appointment, because that virtual appointment is literally going to be like a 20-minute thing. Um, I really should have done that, because I wanted to go over the analytics. I wanted to touch up on all of this, but I did wanted to finish my dishcloth, and then I organized all of my hooks yesterday, last night, all of them, and I wanted to talk about it as well, and like I had some thoughts, but it's okay. Tomorrow's another day. I am going to talk about the upcoming month of August, and it will be posted in the community. So please stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you and friends. Until next time, bye. How do I close this? Wait, that's not a button. I'm in studio and I don't know how to end it. Oh, end stream. Okay. Bye.